grace. Oh Lord, I thank you for your grace.
The Bible says that the grace of God is sufficient for you. Are you a believer in that grace? Let's show it. For all your blessings in my life.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this iencounta. It's my pleasure being with you again. My name is Emmanuel. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for everything you're doing for us. Thank you for working hard so that we can get to the top of this program. All the programs on the internet. Thank you for working so hard for us to be the number one. So highly appreciated. It's such a wonderful feeling. I can't thank you enough. So today I'm in a park here. This park is mainly for, every citizen. It's for every citizen. You come here at your own convenient time, morning, evening, night. I have some realizations. Down there is an ocean. You might at one point or the other see some boats, some ship, going around over here, enjoying themselves. You see some other people behind me there, if that's possible. You see them walking around, some jogging, some with their children. From time to time, you may see some interferences of people moving around here. Because it's a park. It's for the public. Whether you're rich or poor, middle class, whatever you are, then you come here and relax and, put the blood pressure down. That's what it's all about. And, for people that love themselves and think about themselves and think for the future of themselves and the people. So that's why this place is made. And when you look behind me here, you see a statue. There's a statue there. There are so many of them around here. Why do you have this statue? The statue is the recognition of people who have helped their own citizens in one way or the other. People who in the past, they have worked hard to make their people have a little comfort for themselves. Mostly when the pressure is so high on you, maybe at a place of work, for one reason or the other. So you come here and then relax, and some other things and other places you have done for your own people. So that's how they are recognized. The new status for them to show their appreciation. Their successors, some other your children and other people that appreciate what you have done. This is how they are recognized. And this thing here will be here almost forever. That's how they're recognized. So, but for us, back home, so how do we do it? Most of our leaders, they build the statue for themselves. They build the park for themselves. Sometimes they offer money and buy the park. Somewhere that's supposed to be the park, they buy them, maybe build their businesses and other things there. They don't think about the whole community. They don't think about people having somewhere they can go and relax. That's back home. Very unfortunate. You see this river here, it's not for the government, it's not for the city, it's not for the state, it's for the people. People come here. By the other end there, you see like yacht club, where those people that you see their boats and other things there, they park their boats and their yachts. So, for the sake of people having some comfort, some pleasure, when they really need it. But let me start here now by talking about, again, the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu, what crime has he committed? The crime he has committed is that he is thinking like this place for his own people. The way the white people think about it, this is very common all over United States, all over Europe, all over United Kingdom. It's very common. This is not the only park. Before you go like another 3 or 5 miles down, you have some other bigger ones or smaller ones. Depends where they are. They have places for children to play, adults to play, senior citizens to relax. Because they think of their own people. But we don't have those privileges. If I should use that word, otherwise it could have been right for us to have these things. Because the money, I'm saying, being used to build these places, and then people's money. Your money, my money, everybody's money. So that's why it's for the public, and it's for the people who care. The people who build these places have the privileges to steal this money and put it into their private accounts. But they did not do that. When all these things, like all our leaders now, they are stealing our money, putting them into their private accounts. When they die with that money. They die with that money because their children will not do much with the money. I have always said it, when you're using money that people are costing you over and over again, something will happen before or after you, and that money will not be useful to you and not for your children, because your children, before you know it, whatever thing you think you have accumulated now, they'll be wasted. All this money will be wasted. Their buildings, their children and their nephews and their brothers, their siblings, all of them will be fighting for those things. At the end, it will be completely wasted. But if you're wise enough, like the people who built this park, you'll be remembered this way. People will appreciate it, and they do something like this to show what you have done for your people, and it will remain there forever. But when your children destroy these things you have stolen, at the end, nobody will even remember you again. Think about it. Look behind you. All the people that have behaved like you are close to what you are doing, what has happened, how the history has treated them. Let me go right now. I started with Nnamdi Kanu. He is fighting for the Easterners, for the Igbos, for the Yorubas, and the Middle Belters. They have been kidnapped, they have been killed freely, they have been treated like they are not human beings, and the government is fighting him to shut up his mouth, fighting him to go away. Don't talk about it. Let's take as much money as we want. And they are treating him as if that will stop what he's doing. But Nnamdi Kanu is not giving up. But the most important thing at this moment is the involvement of the Kenya government. The kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu at the airport and the detention in a very private house, tied him always to his leg, his hands, his leg, and hooked him up on the floor. That is such a terrible, terrible behavior. It's unacceptable anywhere in the world. It's unacceptable, like people, a country like Kenya is doing that. Such a small country, such a country that we're expecting that they will develop democratically. They will come up now with this ugly behavior, arresting an Igbo man who's fighting for his own people, for his own people's freedom, for his own people's safety, for his own people's free expression and free movement. And the Kenyans are part of the criminal that now kidnapped him and sent him over to Buhari. Let me tell you, the president of Kenya, his name is Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta is the son of the, former president of Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta. And he has been a minister and has occupied some political positions in Kenya for several years. And what he's doing now is not far from what he had been doing in Kenya. In 2007, he was involved, in the same behavior of so many people being killed in Kenya. He was accused to be involved in the killing, directly or indirectly, of close to 1,500. That is 1,500 people were killed. And at some point, there was an arrest warrant for him by the International Crime Court, the one in The Hague. They asked for his arrest, and he was running for his life until he became the president. Became the president. You know how things work out. They tried to deny everything that he did. The case is not over, but they have given him another chance. That case has been kind of suspended, but they are giving him chance that he could come up again. And what he's doing now, they put him in jail like Charles Taylor. Charles Taylor now is serving over 50 years jail for what he did in Liberia. And Uhuru Kenyatta is getting close to joining him for all the inhuman behaviors. Can you imagine close to 1,500 people that he was accused to, in one way or another, to be involved in their deaths? It's such a horrible, horrible thing to think about. When he was a minister, I know from what the press said, he was involved or partly involved in the corruption cases of ghost workers in Kenya. Ghost workers, they had like about 13 to 1,400 people, ghost workers. Ghost workers are the people when the government is paying money, but is paying it to the unknown people. Their names in the pay sheet, pay list, but at the end, those people are not in existence. That's how most of them steal money in Africa and in Nigeria. It's such a horrible thing, and he was there by action or omission. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, kept in Kenya for 8 good days. That's a week plus 1 day. He was kept in Kenya by his security agents. Up to now, no meaningful thing has been done for those people to be arrested, for those people to be prosecuted publicly. And Uhuru is playing his games like he played the other time that over or close to 1,500 people, 1,500 people were killed during election time because of him. He's playing that game again on the part of Nnamdi Kanu. But the most unfortunate thing, they did not ask, they did not research about the Igbos, how the Igbos do their own thing. It is very, very sad that he do this. The Igbos, you don't play this kind of game with them, because at one time or the other, you will get the repercussion. The Igbos are such tough people, they are such strong people, they are such educated people, they are such traveled people, they are such energetic people, and when you're messing with them, you have to be very, very careful. Because when they come after you, you have nowhere to run. You are going nowhere. Like Americans say, you can run, but you cannot hide. So when you are messing, when you are misbehaving with the Igbos, you can run, but you cannot hide, because they will get you. No matter what Kenyans were paid to do this dirty job, it will come back to haunt them. And that money they were paid will not be enough for their behaviors. We know that Uhuru, like in Kenya now, for all their budgetary discrepancies since he's in the government, I've read several places, they say that over $3 billion are missing. I mean, 3 billion are missing. And who are responsible for those things? This is Uhuru's government. Like, with his similarity with his brother Buhari, that's a common thing. Like, again, we hear about Nigeria, how snakes swallow money, how monkeys run away with money, how all these things are doing and disappear, and nobody's accountable for those things. Similar thing in Kenya. That's why they were able to do what they did. They kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu without any legal process, no due process. And they kidnapped him and they put him in a jet and sent him to Nigeria. It's such a horrible behavior. It's such a terrible behavior. That's the type of presidents we have in Africa. Presidents who sleep and don't care about their own people. They are like the shepherds. You be sleeping and the lions will come there and eat up all your sheep. and you're the shepherd, and no protection, nothing done. It's really, really a laughable behavior. This is a country and the governments that don't care for their youths. They don't care for the young adults. They don't think about tomorrow. They only think about themselves. They get all this money, and at the end, what do they do with those money? It won't take too long. He will come down as a president, and again, that's when he will realize all the stupid things he has done to his people and to the commoners. Now you have put Kenya in a big crisis. Now you have shown very wrong examples, even something very wrong from what he could have learned from his own father when the father was the president. Jomo Kenyatta is one of the exemplary people that we used to know. Those days we used to talk of Zik, Awolowo, and we talk of Jomo Kenyatta and some others. But this Uhuru guy is so much weak, so much careless, and so much distracted. They don't think about their own people. So much unemployment in Kenya, like in Nigeria. So much money missing, so much people missing, being kidnapped, no protection, nothing whatsoever. Treat the future of the country, the youth and the young adults, treat them like trash. And now they are roaming over the places, on convoy and other protections, but that will not last forever. He could have learned that his father is not here now. There was a time his father was on top, the father is gone, but the country is still in existence. That is how he will go, and again, somebody who will come behind him may treat him differently. They spend all this money, chasing emptiness, chasing the wind, complete emptiness. That's the money you could have used. That is the money that is meant for the people, for the comfort of the people, for the comfort of the country and the whole community. So that a place like this, behind me like this ocean here, see like people walking with dogs, people walking around just to have some realization. We deserve that. The money is there, but what do? They put the money in the private accounts, go to the Western world, go to China, go to Russia, put them more money, and they can put them in their private accounts and think that it will be well with them. Well, we know how it has been in the past, and that's still how it's going to be in the future. This is deceitful behaviors. This is stealing. This avalanche of emptying the government banks or the government accounts, converting them to your own or to the people of your close friends and family. Well, it will not work for too long. That's why we always keep telling you, you people have to be very careful, very, very careful. Learn from the past. Think about the future. The things you are doing at this present moment are the things that will take you to the next moment. What you are doing right now is what will take you to the future. You cannot jump it. No way. God has created that way, and that's the way it goes. You cannot think that you get this money. There will be a time in your life you can't even feed yourself. With all your money, with all your gold and diamond and silver, whatever thing you have, no matter where you bank them, there will be a time you can't even remember where they are. That is the most unfortunate thing. Nature is such a mysterious creature. Things will be happening, don't even know why they are happening or how they are happening. And that's the way it is. And everybody goes through the same process. Right now, you people are still siphoning government money, thinking that that is the best way to do it. Be careful, gentlemen, ladies. Be careful that this world we are is such a complicated place that all of us, while you're thinking about yourself, you think about others. That is the only way you benefit. Like I said over and over again, this is statue. You see, like all these places, people walking freely. because somebody made it to be this way. It wasn't automatic. If you leave it, this place would be a jungle. It would be so, a lot of grasses, grown grasses, and be a jungle. But somebody made it to look so beautiful. You see the flowers, you see the statues, you see the lights, you see the trees, because somebody has that human feeling to do it. And most of us in Nigeria, in Kenya now, like it's happening, it's being rampant, are so unconscionable. You do whatever thing you do, you get away with it. Like the people that kidnap Nnamdi Kanu, they think that they have gotten away with it. But hey, like Americans say, watch your step. Watch your step, because it's not over. It cannot be over until it is over. I just said that the kindness and the faithfulness of the king to his own people keeps him safe. The kindness and faithfulness of the king keeps him safe. It's not all these armored cars and all the ammunitions people are carrying following you behind. It doesn't keep you safe. That's not the trustworthiness. That is not the nobility of someone being free. All these things will come and go, but you people have to learn your lessons. The goal, everything you have, you say that if you don't plan for the future, you cannot make it. You think about tomorrow. If you forget about tomorrow, when that tomorrow comes, you'll be very, very sorry for yourself, for your family, for your friends, what you have done. You keep apologizing until you go to the grave. So we have to avoid those things, learn from history, learn from the records, and make our life better for ourselves, for our children, and for our people. That is the most important thing we need to do in the world. The Igbos now are going through a very difficult time because the Fulanis, Buhari and his people and his government, they are chasing them around for no good reasons. They are chasing them around thinking that it's the end of the world. But they forget the Igbos anywhere in the world, even in the military of different countries, even the governments of different countries, they have people in the theater of war. They are keeping so quiet over things now because they are trying to do it in the way it's supposed to be. They are trying to do it the way it is humanly and legally possible. Irrespective of what everybody is doing now, the Fulanis, and the Buhari government and all their friends and the cronies, you have to be very, very careful. Things to turn around. It may turn around when you don't expect it. It may turn around when you are tired. You have to be careful because you can run at the end, but you cannot hide. And when that starts happening, you'll be sorry for yourself. And by that time, it will be very late. All you should know, all you are supposed to know, that no human being, no set of people on earth can wipe out the Igbos. They are such tough and hardened people in what they do. In businesses, so many successful people. There's one that happened recently. They call Obi Kubana. Obi Kubana, so many people were so marveled for what was going on there, how people are throwing money around. And at the later time, he tried to explain to them, not that he wanted them to be throwing money around, but it was a kind of unconsciousness, if you should call it that way. People that he helped that could not resist coming to attend his party, coming to attend his mother's burial. And they could not resist, trying to impress him. Not that he called them to come and spray money like that. He helped so many people from what he has said, and those people kindly and happily came to support him. And they happened to inform money. That is what his life is all about. Where you are, think about the people around you. Think about your people, your community. Think about having something good for your own people. Think about people, how they will see you in the next 5, 10, 15 years if you are here. Think about when you are sick. Think about when you cannot help yourself. How will your people see you? By that time, their money will be in the bank. It will not help you. And there are people looking at you, demanding you how you treated them in the past. So, ladies and gentlemen, just wake up. The Kenya government that kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu and handed him over to the Fulanis should not get involved and go to Nigeria again and get him out the way they kidnapped him. Because when you kidnap somebody, the next thing you do is to let him go. The only way you can let Nnamdi Kanu go now is get involved with the Nigerian government and make sure that Nnamdi Kanu is released. Because if something happens to him in that detention, in that jail, you guys throw him in, it will be such a terrible thing. It will be such a terrible reactions about the Kenyans. The type of friendships you expect from the Igbos will not be there. Let me tell you. And the Igbos will not easily forgive you. There are so many of them in your country. There are so many of them all over the world. Anywhere. America, Europe, United Kingdom. There are so many Igbos with a lot of money, with a lot of education, with a lot of knowledge. And when they come after you, where can you run to? Think about it. Thank you all of you that are watching. Thank you for all your support in whichever way you have done that. I appreciate it. It gives me a good feeling. And the encounter is so much, our encounter is so much appreciative for everything, for anything anybody is doing to move this program forward, sharing with your friends on the internet, anything you are doing to promote this program. It's so much appreciated. Thank you so much.
First place, let me say this very clearly, that the foundation of every agitation in this country is injustice. The foundation, listen very clearly and put this in your scrapbook, I beg you. The foundation of every agitation, sir, is injustice. As I'm here, if I do a disservice to the woman I call my wife, she will protest and the house may be unlivable. If I'm unfair to any of my children and one observes, I don't think I'm going to enjoy their patronage as their father. The same thing with this country. Let us look at what the president said. The president of the country has attended 2 United Nations General Assembly, and let me put it in perspective. The one that was viral in 2015 was the fact that he was talking about the self-determination for the people of where? Of Palestine. 1. The second one that has not gone viral was the case he has made, also on record, for the Rohingya Muslims that have been wrongly treated by the people of Burma, known as Myanmar. That is the second one that has not gone viral. If the president could make a case for them, why is the president or the leadership of this country uncomfortable with people asking for self-determination? Nigeria is a signatory to all the conventions available that permit or allows for self-determination. And why would anybody ask for self-determination? It is simply because the person feels, I am not being treated fairly in this marriage that has become very uncomfortable. That is one part of this conversation. Moving forward at the same time, when you are talking about the security operatives, do not forget that one of the most interesting parts of the role they played was to have gone to Kano to arrest somebody that said the president was going to take another wife. That is my own Department of State Service. Arresting people or arresting somebody who said the president wants to take another wife. In the first place, the president's religion allows him to take 4 wives. And if a man says the president was going to get married, I think that you could leave the police that also attend to civil issues to go and arrest him. The DSS should not be seen in such cases. Thirdly, there was something that happened when they paraded certain things they said they saw in Igboho's home. They saw the paraphernalia of his traditional religious worship. The last time I checked this constitution that I have issues with, freedom of conscience and religion is one. And you cannot circumscribe a man who has decided to be a traditional religious worshipper and protect himself as such by displaying the charms you found in his house. In the first place, the amulet, the charms, are the paraphernalia of his religion. Have you arrested somebody with rosary? Have you arrested somebody with tesbill? Why are you displaying all of those things? That is not part of what you should display. Then at the same time, the DSS came to his house. We have actually gone to places where I've sat with my lawyer friends that the way the DSS entered Igboho's house, was it proper? They said no. Was there an arrest warrant? Was there a search warrant? And don't forget that part of the issues described by the governor was that you cannot send people into a state when the chief executive is not aware. They went to Igboho's home. Governor Seyi Makinde was not aware of people coming to do such job. That is also a disrespect to the first citizen of the state, a disregard. Then let me also say this. When Afara Aku, the place of Nnamdi Kanu, was actually besieged by the military, do not also forget that the governor of that state was not aware of it. Let us walk within the confines of the law that we have sworn to uphold. These things are the reasons the governors of the south are saying certain things should not happen. And let me say this very clearly. The agitations may not abate, because if you think you have curbed one, other people are actually rising up and saying, no, treat people. Do you know that the Anglican Church in the East, in Anambra, for instance, according to certain things that I read recently, have stopped the use of the Nigerian flag, and of course they don't accommodate the national anthem again. That I read somewhere about 3 days or 48 hours ago. You see, when people see that you are not listening to them, they will find a way to get your attention. For instance, we are talking about the South people at the same time who are complaining. Has any respect been shown to the people of that region? Let us know that as students of political history, it took a lot of battle for them to even get the 13% derivation that they get today. And they are still telling you that the host communities are affected. Excuse me, people, I have traveled in the south of the country. I've gone to the pipelines. I am not a media person that sits in Lagos and talk. I have gone to the creeks. I've gone to the waterways of Ahoda. I've seen this pipeline, and I see the stark poverty in the lives of these people. Wow. Let us treat this country with fairness and justice so agitations can stop.
He be fearless like a lion. He's bringing good desire. I say shalom, salute to freedom. My muscles getting stronger, let us beat them. These momos charge them with their treason. What was their reason? Opposing evil. He's standing still in the Garden of Eden. They took the guns, but we fly like eagle. Even the army is having diarrhea. Them shitting pants with the lack of ideas. Mazik and Sia, say hello to Jesus. Spitting the truth, he's a tactical genius. We need revolution, enemies call him Batman, we call him solution. You know that we need him, the world need to see him, no matter if you African, European. Ututu mama Nnamdi Kanu. Ututu mama Nnamdi Kanu. Ututu mama Nnamdi Kanu. Aina asegadalu. Ututu mama Nnamdi Kanu. Aina asegadalu. Hey. Astegadalu, hey, aina astegadalu, ututu mama Nnamdi Kanu, aina astegadalu. Spitting that truth like a fire, no space for nonsense, the facts can be biased. He is courageous like a choir, army of people singing, feeling inspired. No one can stop this eruption of anger. He doesn't bend to political correctness. He is the fresher, the world needs refresher. He knows which buttons to press for a pressure. Spitting the truth like a fire, no space for nonsense, facts can be biased. He is courage like a choir, army is singing, feeling inspired. No one can stop this eruption of anger. He doesn't bend to political correctness. He is the fresher, we need refresher. He knows which buttons to press for a pressure.
We are the chosen generation to end this body government. All the resources to live God has given us. We know what we have. I said we know what we have. We have everything and we are still suffering. Now bad government. I said we know what we have. We have everything. We are still suffering. Now bad government. With the fear Boko Haram, kidnapping everywhere. The youths are there with no jobs. Now bad government. With the fear Boko Haram, kidnapping everywhere. The youths are there with no jobs. na bad government.
I thank you for your grace.
Oh Lord, I thank you for your grace.
For all the wonders you have done, Jesus, I thank you for your grace.
Oh Lord, I thank you for your grace.
You anointed my lips to sing your praises, Lord. I thank you for this grace.
Oh Lord,
Mighty God,
I thank you for your grace.
oh yes, Lord. Sometimes I wonder where I'll be without your love. Sometimes I wonder what I'll do without you.